Is the egg in your fridge even fresh anymore? What if I told you that some of the most popular eggs sold in Dubai supermarkets have been sitting on cargo ships for over 3 weeks before they ever reach your kitchen? I spent weeks researching egg suppliers, import data, food safety reports, and consumer complaints across the UAE. What I discovered shocked me. Products that Dubai families trust for their morning shakshuka and weekend brunches are arriving stale, produced in cramped battery cages smaller than an A4 sheet of paper. And in some cases, linked to salmonella outbreaks that hospitalize dozens of people. The UAE imports over $170 million worth of eggs every single year, and not all of them deserve a place on your plate. Let me take you through the worst offenders and show you exactly what to look for before your next grocery run. Those cheap eggs with the pink stamp? This one might hurt because you have probably been buying them for years without knowing the truth. Every egg sold in the UAE carries a colored stamp, and that color tells you everything. A green stamp means the egg was produced locally inside the UAE. A pink stamp means imported from overseas. And here is what they do not want you to know. Those pink stamped eggs have been sitting on cargo ships for over 3 weeks before they ever reach your supermarket shelf. According to 2023 trade data, the UAE imported over $170 million worth of eggs in a single year. Turkey alone shipped $114 million worth. Oman sent $23 million. India sent nearly $9 million. These eggs travel by sea in refrigerated containers sitting in ports, transferred through warehouses, loaded onto trucks. By the time you crack one into your pan, it could easily be 4 to 6 weeks old. Compare that to local UAE eggs that reach shelves within 24 hours of being laid. The difference is not just about freshness. Older eggs have thinner whites that spread like water. The yolks flatten and break easily. Nutritional value decreases with every passing day. Check your eggs right now. If you see a pink stamp, you are eating something that started its journey before you even planned last month's grocery list. Number 2. Those budget value trays that seem too good to be true. You know the ones. 30 eggs for 10 or 12 dirhams at the hypermarket. Incredible value, right? Wrong. That price does not come from efficiency. It comes from cutting corners you cannot see. Those eggs typically originate from high-density industrial operations where hens are crammed into spaces smaller than a single sheet of paper. According to Compassion in World Farming, over 60% of eggs produced globally come from industrial systems implementing what they officially call lower welfare practices. That is industry language for battery cages where birds cannot spread their wings, walk, or exhibit any natural behavior. A 2025 global investigation by the Open Wing Alliance documented hens in filthy, overcrowded cages across 35 countries. Dead birds rotting next to living ones. Disease-ridden conditions. Injured hens with no veterinary care. These are the same countries exporting eggs to your supermarket. When you pay premium prices for local free-range eggs, you are paying for space, for proper feed, for animal welfare. When you pay basement prices for imported commodity eggs, you are paying for suffering and stress. That stress affects egg quality, thin shells, pale yolks, watery whites. You taste the difference even if you cannot see how it was produced. If the price seems impossibly cheap, ask yourself what was sacrificed to make it that way. Number 3. Those free-range labels that sound beautiful but mean almost nothing. Free range. The words conjure images of hens roaming green pastures under open skies, pecking at insects in the sunshine. The reality is devastating. In many countries, free range has minimal legal requirements. It can simply mean a small door exists leading to a concrete yard that hens never actually use. According to food labeling experts, free range only requires access to outdoors. Not that hens ever go outside, not how often, not what the outdoor area looks like. Thousands of birds could share a tiny patch of gravel and still qualify. Even worse are terms like farm fresh, natural, and hormone free. Farm fresh means nothing because all eggs come from farms. Natural has no regulated definition. And hormone free is pure marketing theater because hormones have been banned in poultry production since the 1950s. Every single egg is hormone free by law. Without genuine third-party certification from organizations that actually inspect farms, Those feel-good labels on imported eggs are just expensive ink on cardboard. You deserve better than marketing lies, designed to charge premium prices for standard industrial eggs. Number 4. Those discounted eggs on special promotion. 30% off sounds like smart shopping. It is not. Eggs are almost always discounted for one reason. They are approaching expiry or have been sitting on shelves far too long. Supermarkets need to move aging inventory before it becomes unsellable waste. That bargain tray becomes your problem. According to UAE food safety guidelines, eggs should ideally be consumed within 3 weeks of production for optimal quality and safety. Dubai's brutal summer climate accelerates degradation if the cold chain breaks even briefly. Now, do the math. If imported eggs are already 3 to 4 weeks old when they arrive in the UAE, and they sit on shelves for another week or two before being marked down, that sale egg could be 6 weeks old or more by the time you eat it. 6 weeks. The albumin has completely broken down. The protective membrane has weakened. Bacteria have had ample time to penetrate the porous shell. Fresh eggs sink in water and lay flat on their sides. Old eggs float because air has seeped inside, creating buoyancy. Try this test at home with your bargain eggs. You might be horrified by the results. Always check the production date, not just the expiry date. And if you must buy discounted eggs, use them immediately for fully cooked dishes only. That sale price is not worth the risk of serving your family degraded protein. Number 5. Those eggs displayed outside refrigeration. Walk through certain smaller groceries and neighborhood shops in Dubai, and you will find eggs sitting openly on shelves at room temperature. This is genuinely dangerous. Dubai summer temperatures regularly exceed 45 degrees Celsius. Even indoors without proper climate control, eggs experience thermal stress that accelerates bacterial growth dramatically. Dubai Municipality's Food Safety Department has documented this problem extensively. In 2018, approximately 180 salmonella cases were directly linked to unsafe egg products in the Emirate. In 2019, a single restaurant outbreak hospitalized 15 people, including a child. The cause was traced to raw eggs that had been improperly stored. Salmonella bacteria thrive between 4 and 60 degrees Celsius. Food safety experts call this the danger zone. Every hour an egg spends in this temperature range, bacterial populations multiply exponentially. UAE regulations require eggs to be stored at 4 to 6 degrees Celsius. Officials explicitly warn consumers never to leave eggs in a car without air conditioning. Yet, enforcement at smaller retail points varies considerably. Protect yourself by only purchasing eggs from refrigerated displays. If the eggs feel warm to the touch or show condensation on the shells, walk away. That condensation indicates temperature fluctuation, meaning the cold chain has already been broken. No price is worth a week of food poisoning. Number 6. Those eggs without production dates printed on the shells. Some eggs arrive in plain generic trays with absolutely no information stamped on the eggs themselves. This should concern you deeply. Without a production date printed directly on each shell, you have zero ability to verify freshness. You are trusting the retailer completely, and that trust may be misplaced. Leading UAE producers recognized this problem years ago. Jazira poultry farm pioneered printing production dates on every single egg, making verification effortless for consumers. This transparency should be the industry standard, not the exception. Yet many imported eggs and budget brands skip this basic step entirely. The carton might display an expiry date, but individual eggs inside could theoretically come from different batches packed at different times. Expatriate forums across Dubai overflow with complaints about eggs tasting strange, smelling pungent after cooking, or producing unusually pale and watery yolks. These issues almost always trace back to uncertainty about actual age and origin. When you cannot verify when an egg was laid, you cannot make informed decisions about feeding your family. Choose brands that respect you enough to print the date directly on the shell. Transparency is not optional. It is the minimum standard you should demand. So, what should you actually buy? First, look for UAE-produced eggs with green stamps. Jazira Poultry Farm has been producing eggs in Dubai since 1999 and delivers within 24 hours of laying. They print production dates on every egg and were the first in the GCC to produce enriched eggs like omega-3 and lutein varieties. Second, Emirates Bio Farm in Al Ain produces certified organic, free-range eggs from hens, fed organic feed with no hormones or antibiotics, delivering within 24 hours of harvest. Third, Al Ain Farms, established in 1979, now produces over 120 million eggs annually with full traceability and no antibiotics. For quick identification at the supermarket, follow this checklist. Check the stamp color. Green means local, pink means imported. Look for production date printed on each egg, not just the carton. Buy from refrigerated displays only. Choose brands with welfare certifications, certified organic or certified humane. Do the water test at home. Fresh eggs sink and lay flat. When in doubt, buy local. The shorter the journey from farm to table, the fresher your breakfast. Here is the bottom line. The egg industry relies on consumer ignorance. Imported eggs travel for weeks, while local alternatives sit fresh just kilometers away. Marketing terms like quote zero and quote one disguise industrial operations where hens never see daylight. And every time you grab the cheapest tray without checking the details, you're voting with your wallet for a system that prioritizes profit over quality and welfare. But now you know better. You know to check the stamp, verify the date, and question the claims. Your family deserves eggs laid by healthy hens, delivered fresh and stored properly, not mystery products that have crossed oceans and sat in warehouses. If this video helped you, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next investigation. Drop a comment and tell me, what egg brands have you noticed changing in Dubai? Together, we are going to hold these companies accountable.